So 8 games in then, Darren, I guess you have to be pretty satisfied with where you're at and the progress that you've made overall.
Yeah, I would say you've got that probably bang on, pretty satisfied. I would have liked some more points, but given the fact that we lost our first 2 games, we can certainly be happy that we're unbeaten in the last 6, winning 4 of them. Probably very unlucky not to win at least another one, especially the Ipswich game. So we're heading in the right direction. We want to make sure that we keep getting improvement into the players game by game, and we go through the game thoroughly and then present to them what we've done well and what we need to improve on. And we've just had a meeting about Tuesday night there in terms of certain things we didn't get right. So as long as the players keep seeing these things and keep wanting to learn, then that's the big thing for me. But we're in good form at the moment, and we're in a good place.
Which do you feel has been the most complete performance so far?
Milton Keynes.
And why would you say that?
From start to finish, we're in complete control of the game. And Rochdale, obviously, in the sense that with 30 minutes to go, you're 6-0 up. But I wouldn't say for the whole game we were in complete control. I think there was maybe a 5-minute, 10-minute period at tops against Milton Keynes where we weren't. Apart from that, we had complete control of that game. And it's not often that you can say that as a manager, but that would be the most complete in the sense that from quite early on in that game, I was very confident we would get the win.
With Tuesday night, clearly mixed emotions, but ultimately, if you're not at your best, to go away from home in this league and to come away with a point is always a pretty good return.
Yeah, we just spoke about that, and it's important that after a game like that, you get a bit of feedback from the players in the sense that we can't just say, right, well, we didn't get as much control as we wanted. We allowed them to press the ball too much, but we have to then say, well, why did that happen? So we have to come up with solutions to the problem, and we've just spoke about that, and it was a good meeting in terms of the feedback and what the players felt, what I felt, and hopefully we can learn from it. But it was 2 different feelings to Tuesday night. No, we weren't at our best. Then you go 2-0 up, and you're obviously very happy with the manner of that, and we actually scored the first and then scored the second straight from kick-off. 2 fantastic goals, real high quality. And then of course you go to 2-2, but it wasn't a last minute equaliser, it was 20 minutes to go. So I was pleased in the fact I've seen teams at that point maybe lose a goal in the last minute, and so I was pleased that we didn't lose the game from that point. So between the moment of going 2-0 to 2 each, there's different feelings, but I didn't think we deserved more than a point. I thought the opposition were very good on the night, and I think you have to give them credit. The difference between, I think, the way they were compared to perhaps others is they just kept going, and their home fans were excellent. So it can be a tough place to go, and it was on Tuesday, but we managed to come away without getting beat. But in saying that, we have to learn that at 2-0 we should be winning the game.
Yeah, and the challenges keep on coming. Once again, Doncaster this weekend, something different. Yeah,
it'll be a totally different in the sense that the way both teams play. Doncaster are a very technical team. They like to play between the lines. I've seen it myself at first hand when we didn't have a game the other weekend. Obviously I know some of their players, but there's been quite a few changes in personnel in terms of one from the time I was there and also last season. So, but they're a good team, and obviously we're going to have to make sure that we prepare properly as we normally do. And like I say, learn from Tuesday.
Yeah, John Marquis, clearly a significant loss over the summer, but they've recruited well and they've got a lot of quality in there.
Yeah, they've got good quality in their team, and they've got a different manager from last season, so he's getting his ideas across. Until Tuesday night, they were unbeaten. They've found a knack of being a real resilient team. They've scored a lot of late goals, and I don't think that's a coincidence. I think the manager's installed that into them, even going back to the second game of the season where they scored in the last minute against Rochdale. It's certainly a habit they've got, and a very good habit, so they'll be a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, it was certainly eventful when we went there earlier this year, but I would have thought a game that you're always going to be looking forward to, given your connections.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Pitch is good stadium. We'll take a good following, and it's a game I'm looking forward to. Yeah, for no other reasons than that, really. Obviously, I was there for a spell, really enjoyed it. But going back to former clubs, it doesn't really affect me any other way than any other game, and it wouldn't be coming into my thinking what happened last season or anything. It's just a game, you just deal with it. Hopefully we get the 3 points.
In terms of injuries, is Fraser Blake-Tracy making the progress you'd hoped for?
Yes, he'll be available for Saturday. George Boyd has got a chance. So definitely Fraser and Boyd. He's did a lot of work in the grass yesterday, a lot of really hard work. He's got through it. He feels fine today. So we'll assess him in the next 48 hours. But he's got a chance.
Yeah, and with Joe Ward, you were talking about building the confidence there. Must have been great for him to have another assist on Tuesday night, and a really good one as well.
Excellent. That's what he's about. He drove from the middle of the park. He's playing on that left, but it hasn't, really been a problem in the sense that both goals have come from his left foot, the assists. So I was delighted. That's what we need to see more of with Joe, and he knows that himself. But he's not let anyone down, Joe.
Yeah, and good once again. We've been talking, of course, about the strikers getting the goals, but on Tuesday night, not so many opportunities there. But to get both Mo and Ivan on the score sheet once again, getting different types of goals is great.
Yeah, but when you look back, sometimes when you're watching the game live, you think they're on top and they've got a lot more control. But when I watched it back on the bus, it wasn't that. They had one good chance with Payne. Frankie made a great tackle first half. But we had the better chances. Ivan had 2 really, really good chances. We had definitely a penalty kick, and then we had the one where Josh has squared it to Ivan and he's just missed it. So we did have good opportunities, and obviously added to the goals we got in the second half. So yeah, it's great to see the strikers scoring goals. Those two sacrifice a lot in terms of the positions they take when we're defending. It's so key and so important to the team that we have to try and make sure the distance of the team doesn't change. And they do work their socks off, and they're getting the rewards. Both goals were very good finishes. And
of course, there's been so much said about Marcus Maddison, but one thing that's maybe been overlooked, and he made the point himself when we spoke with him last week, having missed so much of pre-season, he is behind on his fitness. So to have had the impact that he's had with that in mind, it really is quite some achievement.
Marcus has been very good this season, been excellent, and maybe looking back, hindsight's a great thing with Tuesday. Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. Is he ready for that yet? He has done it, but he is missing that pre-season. It might just catch up with him a little bit. So the gap between Tuesday and Saturday is obviously different. So he'll be a lot fresher, I feel. Tuesday night, he still did a lot of good things. He would be disappointed with his set pieces for him. He knows that. They weren't at a level that we both expect. And on the night, he didn't get many sort of breaks from the referee. Not that we're looking for them, but generally you might have thought you would have got one. And he ended up getting a little bit frustrated. So these are all things that Marcus has to keep improving on and learning from. But up to now, he's had an excellent season. Absolutely, I've really been delighted with him.
Yeah, he must sometimes pose a really interesting dilemma as a manager on the touchline, because sometimes you get a feel from a player's overall role in the game, if you like, how it's going for them, but he can just suddenly switch it on even if it's not been going his way.
Yeah, he's got that about him. He's got that ability, and the way I look at it is, look, I want to concentrate on what he can do, and we all know what he can do, and he's an excellent player at this level when he gets to the standards that, okay, Tuesday, like the rest of the team, dipped a little bit, but I don't think it's fair that we just focus on, not that you are, but on Marcus. I think there was a general small dip from the performances, but they've been very high, to be fair. But I look at what the players can do, and then it's our job, myself, the coaches, to improve what they need to improve on, and that's how I always go about it.